Hello and welcome to Make Your Mind. This channel is going to be focused on clay sculpting, basically turning whatever is in your mind into reality. As per requested, I will be making this very first video as per requested by my eldest niece. So thank you, honey, very much for giving me the inspiration and the motivation to actually start to make this channel. Quick background, I've been a clay sculptor since I was about 4 years old. I've been doing it by hand for over 20 years, and thanks to my eldest niece, she actually gave me the idea that what I need to do is take my incredible skill that I have and actually translate it into something that I can not only showcase my own skills, but also be able to teach others how to do it themselves. Now, as per request, the first sculpture I'm going to be making is, in fact, a dolphin, a bottlenose dolphin. Now, this first video is going to be a single color sculpt. And the color we're going to use is going to be this modified neon, almost burnt orange. It's good contrast to this. This is a board that's made out of acacia that's laminated. It has all these cool, beautiful grain lines. So as you can see, that gives you something to look at while this video is going on. And with that, let's let the camera focus. There we go. We're going to make a dolphin. Now we're going to start off. This is going to be a tutorial video, by the way, so that way you at home will be able to make this into the dolphin. And if you enjoy content like this, please go ahead and leave a like down below, subscribe, and make sure to hit that bell notifications so that you can get all of the content, and also make sure to leave a comment down below. Give me some inspirational ideas that I can make for future videos. Now, this is a tutorial. We're going to start off with our clay ball. If you do not have a ball, simply roll the clay with both of your hands, just like this, until you make a ball, like so. I didn't have to do very much because I already did this. Now, to get the initial shape of what a dolphin looks like, from the rostrum all the way back to the flukes, we're going to roll on our board, just like this. Roll it so it starts to elongate the shape. Now, to give it some definition, you're going to want to take your hand, place it more on this side and less weight on this side, and roll it back and forth like so. Putting steady pressure. You don't have to put very much. Let the clay do all the work. And see? You're already starting to make that shape. Now you're going to do the same thing on this side, but not quite as much. You're going to roll. And there you go. Now that's the start of your shape. Now, the type of clay that we are actually using for this sculpt right here, let me go get it real quick. The clay that we're going to be using for this sculpt is this brand right here. This is Go Create's modeling clay. This has 20 different colors. You can get this at any Walmart, any Target, any of the major box stores that sell arts and crafts. It comes with both primary colors, secondary colors, and also some neons, along with some natural colors as well. It allows you to make sculptures like that stegosaurus right there, or like this parrot. But this is the typical clay that I use. It's non-toxic, but you also have to make sure that you wash your hands, because some colors will stain on your hands. So make sure you wash your hands if you're going to be alternating between colors. Now, continuing on with the sculpt. What we're going to do now is we're going to take what we have so far, and we're going to break off a piece, and we're going to save it for later. So now we'll go ahead and roll the end like so. And then now you have your basic shape. What we're going to do is we're going to roll it to make it a little smoother like so. There we go. Now, this is going to be the head, this is going to be the tail, the rostrum and the fluke. And we're going to start off with the tail section back here. Now, to make the tail, it's much easier than you think. And by the way, this channel, I'm going to be specifically making it to where I do not use tools. I only use tools unless absolutely necessary. Because I've learned over the past 20 plus years of doing this that you do not need tools. You don't need a prick or a carving tool or anything like that. All you need is little clay, your hands, and your inspiration. So now, we're going to start off with a tail. We're actually going to pinch to make it flat, like so, and then we're going to pinch again and then fold inwards. And then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this process. So fold and pinch, fold and pinch. See how it's already starting to make that shape? Now, you're going to take your 2 fingers and you're going to pinch to flatten it out. And you're going to use your 2 fingers to pull and pinch at the same time. So you're going to pull just with a little bit of pressure. You see how it's already making that shape? Now you're going to define that shape by pressing with your thumb and your finger. And you can also use your middle finger in order as a back. And you can use that to contour and refine your shape. You see, there's the one half of the tail. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Same technique, pinch and pull, pinch and pull, and then use your 3 fingers to define that right there. And look at that, we already have the start of our fluke. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make the back section of the tail using our thumb and our finger to refine the shape even further. Now with clay sculptures, getting the initial shape is the easy part. It's the refinement and the details is what takes the most amount of time, especially if you're trying to make something that is more realistic. So now, as you can see to scale, you see how the tail looks kind of big? You can actually take off part of that, just like this, and then do the same process again. What we'll do is we'll take our finger here, roll it under, and then we can redefine that shape on both sides, just like that. Remember the pinch. And remember to use your middle finger as a back, so you've got something to push against while you're making your shape. And there we go. Now there's the start of our fluke. Now we're going to refine it a little further. We're going to use our 2 fingers here to flatten both sides, but leave this line. It's the line in between your fingers. And then refine this a little further. And then there we go. There is the start of our shape. Here, we'll even bend it down a little bit. We can bend these down. Now the good news about this clay is that this is a plastiline style clay. It is non-toxic, and it's also, it does not harden, and it does not, well actually it will melt in high heat, so you want to make sure you don't try to cook this in an oven. This will melt into liquid, and it's a pain to, it's a mess to clean up. So this stuff is mainly, I like to call this stuff, this is doodle clay, where you can make sculptures and then you can crush them and then use them to refine your skills as far as being able to work with your hands. And so now, we're going to use a little bit of our clay that we left right here. And now, we're going to make the dorsal. The dorsal fin is the fin that goes directly on the top right here. Now, to make this more to scale, we're actually going to take the head right here, roll this in, and try to blend it. What I'm doing is I'm using a rolling technique with my fingers, and I'm rolling it in like so. So it gives a more defined shape. And then I use the same technique with using my middle finger as a back and my pointer and my thumb to pinch the shape. Now, to blend, you see this crease line right here? To blend that in, all you have to do is take your thumb and simply pull the clay to blend it in. Now, same thing with this. Now we're going to roll and blend that in even further. I'm going to blend that in. Let me put that better in the shot. There we go. That is fantastic. And now, look at that. We have a more defined shape. So there's more of a belly here that goes back to the tail and the fluke. So now we're going to make the dorsal. Now the dorsal fin on a dolphin is like a normal fin, but it's also slightly curved at the top. So we're going to take our little ball of clay that we had from before, simply pinch and push like so. So you can see that it's already starting to make that shape. Now we're going to roll it in and then use that same technique of blending with our thumb. See that? That's so you can get rid of that line, so that way the entire piece, it looks like it's all one. It doesn't look like you stuck a bunch of pieces on there and they look all separate, where it looks more realistic. I use the same technique using my middle finger as a back and my thumb, or my pointer, to pinch and slightly curve that fin. Now, let's go ahead and refine that a little further, smooth that out, and then look at that. We are starting to look like a dolphin here. Look at that. That's actually really cool. All right, let's put the sculpture down. We're going to take this that we broke off earlier, and we're going to break off another piece, and then take that piece and break that off into two. Roll those into balls like so. And there we go. So now those pieces are going to become the pectoral fins for this dolphin sculpture. Now, since these balls are slightly to make this correct to scale, you want to make sure that the fins are not too big and not too small. So as you're making your sculpture, you want to check and make sure that the fins are not too big or too small, so you can either take clay or add clay to it as you're going along. Now, in this case, we're going to add this right here. So we're going to blend it in like we did before with our thumb, like so. And then that's the start of the fin. As you can see, the fin does seem a little big to scale. So we'll go ahead and take a piece off and save that for later. Now the fins on a dolphin, the pectoral fins, they come out and then curve back. And then there's a gap in between the body and the fin itself to where the fin can actually bend. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate and make the fin thin right there. And then we're going to pinch. I'm going to pinch so that way we make that gap and make it as tight as we can go without blending it in, like so. And then take the fin, the leftover, and then simply pinch and curl it in. And then refine our shape from there. Let's give it a blunt edge like so. Going to round it over just slightly. And there we go. There is our first pectoral fin. And now we're going to do the exact same thing with the right side. So we're going to take the ball of clay that we had from before, and we're going to push our thumb and blend it in like so. Now you want to make sure that both of these fins are equal to each other. You want them symmetrical, as symmetrical as you can. Now, that being said, we are not using any tools or any type of sculpting elements with this sculpt. This is all going to be done by hand. So then you're going to take your fin and do the exact same thing as before. You can take your thumb and your finger and separate, make it thinner. Where's the middle? Now pinch and flatten and refine your shape so you get that gap right in there, just like the other side. Now there's quite a bit of excess on this end, so we're going to go ahead and pinch and break off that piece, and we can save that for later. Now we're going to do the same thing. Flat and pinch. So use your fingers, flat and pinch like so. And then refine the shape from there. Now we can see, go ahead and tidy this up a little bit. Now we can see if the fins are slightly, yes, they look like they're about the same. We'll refine that later. What we'll do is we'll bend this up. Bend this up a little bit, and look at that. We are starting to look like a dolphin here. Look at that. That is so awesome. Bend the flukes down a little bit. Here, we'll make it look like it's swimming fast. We'll bend the tail up and the flukes down so it looks like it's swimming really fast. Yeah, look at that. That's very, very cool. Now, last but not least, one of the most important parts. Now, the parts of the dolphin that a lot of people don't know, you have the rostrum, which is the actual snout, you have the mouth, and then you have the melon, which is actually a bulge on the top of the head. That's where the sonar is located for their echolocation, so that they can actually find prey and also talk with other dolphins. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to roll and try to turn the front of the sculpture about as close to a ball as we can. Now what we're going to do is we're going to roll down and try to give it a point towards the end like this. That's the start. Now, see these little pieces right here? We can actually take both of these and use that for the rostrum or the snout. So here, we're going to match to scale. And we're going to take this ball, roll it in our hand so that it's elongated like this, and then do the same technique. We're going to pinch and roll, and then pinch on all sides and roll, and simply blend it in. Let's see, and then we'll use our thumbs to define that shape a little bit further. Now we're getting to the detail parts, where we start to make it look as if it should. Now the undersection here, there's actually a little bit of there's a gap in between, right there, between the tail and the bottom half section of the belly. Right there, we're going to flatten that out to make that muscle shape. And then, check it out. We have a dolphin. We have an actual dolphin. Now, if you want to, we can actually refine the shapes even further. As you can see, the tail fluke still looks a little big. So we'll go ahead and pinch off the back. Roll this with our fingers and do the same technique. So pinch and roll like so. Now this is only me being a perfectionist here. You don't have to have the perfect scale, especially if you're doing this for the first time. If you can make a sculpture look like this for the first time, that's very impressive. And that's, well, one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this channel, was to give people a tutorial on how to be able to do this at home. So we'll fix the fin right there. Now we'll do the same thing with the other side of the fluke. We'll pinch off the excess. And then we'll take the fin like so, and then we'll bend it to give it that real fluke shape. There we go. Now it's starting to look like a fluke. All right, and just refining the shape a little bit further. And there we go. We have ourselves a dolphin. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now that's the basic shape of a dolphin. You have all the parts. You got the belly, you got the dorsal fins, or excuse me, you have the dorsal fin, the pectoral fins, you have the rostrum, the melon. The actual blowhole is going to be right here, which we can do, but I don't have any tools for that, so we're going to go ahead and not worry about the details. But look at that. That's the basic sculpture idea and the basic shape of a dolphin. Check that out. And the sweet thing about this type of clay is that we can actually make poses. Now let me go ahead and take the excess. I'll put that to the side. I actually had this piece set aside as a pedestal. This is a beautiful piece of unfinished natural walnut that I'm going to be using as a pedestal. And we'll go ahead and put this into a cool pose. Flip the fins up like so. Something like that. We'll put the sculpture down like so. And there you have it, folks. That is a tutorial on how to make a dolphin, as per request by my eldest niece. Now, if you like videos like this, if you'd like to learn to be able to do things like this, please go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and comment down below on any sort of requests on future sculptures. And also, please, if you enjoy content like this, go ahead and enjoy content like this, please subscribe down below and hit the bell for notifications. So that way you'll never miss a new video that I come out with. The more you people enjoy this content, the more inspired I become to show off my skill. Now, as a preview, the next video, we're actually going to be doing a similar dolphin sculpture, but this time it's going to be with full color. Let me go ahead and move this to the side. And as per request by my eldest niece, we're going to be using these colors. We're going to be using a lighter blue, a darker blue, some purple, pink, of course, and white. And with that, if you people enjoy content like this, like I said, please leave a like and comment for future requests and subscribe. And if you enjoy this, well, I mean, as much as I can say, look at that. Just looking at this cool sculpture right here. It's so cool. And that being said, with the full color sculpture, the white is going to be used for eyes, and the full color is going to be for a different sculpture, more of a caricature of a dolphin, more of a cartoon style, but it's for my eldest niece, and I know she'll love it. And with that, remember this channel. This channel is called Make Your Mind, where I turn a ball of clay to a beautiful work of art like this. So just please, and I repeat myself again, leave a comment down below with any requests of any future makes, of any future sculptures that I can do. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you've watched all the way up to this point, I thank you so much for your time. And I would please, anyone who wants to try this at home, you can go to Walmart or Target and get yourself some Go Create modeling clay with 20 colors and try this at home. Anyone can do this. And I maintain that anyone can do this, not just me. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day. Much love.